RSL Nation! We are not on Zoom.
We are not in my bedroom.
And we're not in my bedroom.
Welcome to Outside. This is a first, and
we're not in my bedroom either.
We're not in Sarah's bedroom either. This is a first for the RSL Bros. We are outside, live at a soccer practice.
Yes, we are at my son's soccer practice. I figured, heck, I didn't want to. We're not going to miss the practice. No. And this week has been so crazy with you reffing, like,
and we got water just in case.
That's his water, not your water. No. He thinks he's gonna drink all his water.
Yeah. So,
so yeah, we're here enjoying the outside, enjoying some soccer, because we are obsessed with soccer. We're watching little kids practice.
Yeah, why not? We're watching 6-year-old practice, so this is fun. So we got a lot we're gonna break down for this outdoor episode here on the RSL Bros. We're gonna break down what happened in our great game against Chicago in the Windy City.
Yep.
And then we got some CONCACAF Champions Cup news.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We had America Pachuca that played the other day.
That's true.
We had a Columbus Crew that beat Monterrey, which was a huge victory.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
And then we got other debates that we'll touch on, and then we'll hit on our game that we got this Saturday against Philadelphia.
Also, don't mind us if all of a sudden we cheer because my son scores a goal against other 6-year-olds.
Absolutely.
Also, if he comes over asking for water, because he doesn't know we're doing this, so
so
get into it.
So right away, let's get into the game on that we had Saturday.
Let's just say Chicago was not on fire. That's the title of this episode. Chicago's not on fire. The Great Chicago Fire was extinguished.
The creativity of these boys is unparalleled, unmatched, and really just the dad jokes keep coming.
We're really good at this.
Like, yes, RSL, we won 4-0, but are we surprised? Like, Chicago, not great at all.
There we go. Had to cheer.
For first goal, right away, son, he scored. That was good. But like we mentioned last episode, all Chicago really has is they have Shaqiri, they have Kellen Acosta, but that was really it for them.
No, someone else mentioned like some other name that again I don't know.
Somebody mentioned Cupers.
Oh, Cupers, that's right. Cupers, like who knows Cupers? Oh. Yeah, no.
But right away we've talked about it. RSL, we were out without 2 of our center backs. No Glad, no Vera, so we were very depleted.
Well, actually, we failed to mention that only because we didn't know until after we recorded that we were going to be down.
It happens every time that we record. News comes out the next day.
Hence why today is going to be really late. Hence why you guys aren't going to listen to this until like Friday.
Yeah, so this was one of those lineups that came out. I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, what the flip? So backline, we had our usual Cataranis, Brody on the outside backs. That was fine with us, right?
Yeah.
But center backs, we had Oviedo and Hidalgo.
Which, I mean, I did say in, did I say, oh no, we were just texting. Was it we were just texting?
No, I think originally, you said you would be fine with Oviedo.
Well, I think it was after the announcement came that I mentioned that Oviedo would probably be our best option as center back.
Yeah.
Only because Oviedo has the experience. I think that's exactly what I said.
Like, yes, this back line doesn't have the height like we're used to with Vera and Glad, but... Oh, another goal. Man, this kid is hyped for scoring goals. I like it. The enthusiasm that he brings out there in practice.
Cheers like he's like just scored in the World Cup final.
All he needs is just a rip off his shirt, right?
Look, he just waits outside.
He just waits outside.
Are we going to commentate his game?
We should. But yeah, besides that defense, I was happy. I was satisfied.
Well, going back to that defense, that defense actually really surprised me, and I bet it surprised a lot of people because having Oviedo and Hidalgo in the middle, I'm on paper we get nervous because it's like
it's gonna go too dark.
You're like, oh yeah, it is gonna probably rain soon.
Yeah.
But having those two in the middle, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't think it would work as well as it did. But we have to keep in mind it was against Chicago.
Yeah. So right away we see Cataranis do what he did against the St. Louis game at home, coming on that left side, beautiful cross over to Gomez, who I wouldn't say wide open. He had multiple guys on, multiple defenders.
Yep.
And Gomez just slotted by the keeper on that left side.
It was really good control. In fact, so what we had to remember is that Chicho had the hockey assist on that one.
Yeah,
We hate the hockey assist, but as long as we're stat padding, let's stat pad it against Messi.
Yeah. So that makes 1 assist for Chicho. So about 4 minutes after first goal, we see something that kind of, I think, altered this whole game. We see Shaqiri leave the game.
Yeah, Shaqiri with I expected more out of Shaqiri. Actually, no, I lied. I don't think Shaqiri has been as much of an impact as everyone expected him to be.
Last season, he had, I guess his breakout season for Chicago.
Wasn't it his first season?
His first and his only good season thus far, and he's just been very MIA. I was kind of joking to the people I was watching at Kaye with Carson and a few others.
Yeah.
I call him the fat Oompa Loompa.
Seriously. Like, he's... And on top of that, he's old, too.
Yeah.
That's rude.
It's not rude, it's the truth.
So...
Look him up.
Yeah, so...
Shaqiri.
Shaqiri.
Opposite Shakira.
Opposite of Shaqiri.
It's her alter ego.
Alter ego, man football.
Got it.
Ego.
So Shaqiri comes off in the 28th minute, and then we get Georgios Kotois.
say his name again. Kosias?
I'm gonna say Greek, and he is Greek.
Okay.
Is it gonna be in the bloopers?
This is not gonna be the bloopers. This is the real life thing.
Yeah. So Shaqiri didn't have that much effect on that attack. So it was like, yeah, you're bringing him off, but
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. It up until that point, I don't think. Well, Chicago never had an impact anywhere. So it wasn't even like taking him off was like a huge deal anyways.
No, and you look at the stats, like, yes, it was 50-50 in that first half, but shots, 8 for RSL, 4 for Chicago.
Yeah.
It was just very one-sided in terms of that attack. And then about 5 minutes later, we get another beautiful Chicho goal where he just comes.
Well, he did what a 9 normally does. He was just hovering around the goal, and he does what we love about Julian Alvarez, where he was just there. He just having his presence there. It looks like makes defenders nervous.
Yeah.
And so obviously a bad, horrible error on Chicago's part. But when you have a good 9, they can capitalize.
Yeah. That beautiful. I want to say threaded the needle for that beautiful pass.
That's a really, really good description.
Yeah.
It's not the first time someone's used that description, though.
Threaded the needle for that pass over to Chicho, slots it home, and poor keeper. 2-0 down, 33rd minute. It's like we went from bad to worse for Chicago at that point.
Yes. And this third goal, I really want to talk about this third goal.
Like, you left Chicho that wide open.
It wasn't the fact that they left him wide open, but how did he get wide open? Do you remember how he got wide open?
Wasn't it? I want to say there was a screen.
It was just Crooks being Crooks. Crooks being physically who he is.
They got a little distracted.
Like, having Crooks be 6'4" that he is, he created literally a wall that, if you look at Chicho, he's really crouched behind. He's like crouching, and who was marking him?
It was
Kellen Acosta.
Whoa.
I was like, bro, like, if you have Kellen Acosta marking like that, and he's supposed to be on the U.S. national team, supposedly.
So I'm just laughing there. They're continuing playing out of bounds.
Yeah, they were like 30 yards out of bounds, and they kept playing. And look at him go.
Oh,
he scores a goal.
That's a hat trick. That's a hat trick for your son.
Having Kellen Acosta mark Chicho, one, that was obviously an error for Chicago. But two, the fact that he didn't even try after the ball got kicked. He didn't even try to find Chicho. He kind of just stood there, just like,
that was my guy.
So
no, in the words of Dunny, he rose like a salmon.
Well, sure, he didn't rise like a salmon. What? You never heard of that?
Who said rise like a salmon?
Dunseth.
Brian Dunseth.
Oh, God bless him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
But I want to focus more on the Crooks part of it, because everyone. Well, I can't say everyone. There's been a lot of criticism of Crooks, and I'm going to get heat for this, or we're going to lose listeners.
No, we've mentioned it last episode and prior episodes where he's not meant to be that goal scorer, because in Middlesbrough, he was a player who came off the bench and just was minutes. He was just that, I guess I want to say super sub, but a
Yeah.
super sub that doesn't score goals.
Yeah, and to me, he's not the 10 that everyone's looking for. So in this position, he did what he was supposed to do, which is screen and create chaos and create that opening.
Yeah.
He did the same thing on Gomez's goal. He ran front post. If you look at it carefully, he ran front post, and that left that slight opening for Gomez to gather the ball and shoot. So he's doing things off the ball that are creating spaces that I wish more people would understand, or at least understand that that's what we need in order for Chicho and Gomez to do their thing.
Exactly. If it wasn't for Crooks in this game, I don't think Chicho would have had the chances that he had and created.
I mean, look at his rating from this game.
He had, of course, the best 9.4.
Well, Chicho, but Crooks
Crooks at 7.7.
7.7, which is middle of the pack within the midfield.
30 for 37 when it comes to passing, 81%. So
great.
Yeah, he was literally the catalyst of that midfield.
Yeah, and I think in this game, I'm going to throw out an opinion. All right, I think this was another good game where Luna came in as a sub.
Yeah,
I mean,
do you feel this is a debate that goes on every single episode? But do you think for sure that this kind of put a stamp that this is where Luna deserves to play off the bench?
No, I think we're still trying to find it. I think him coming off the bench this time was to give him. I think this is just a total opinion. I think it was to give him a mental break, to take the pressure off of him.
Yeah, obviously he's mentioned several times to the media that he's dealing with, I guess, personal matters.
Sure, and that's totally fine. Now, I think this was a good opportunity for Barajas to get more minutes, which we need him to get minutes.
Yeah.
But I think also I'm not going to be the total anti-Luna guy. I'm not going to be that guy.
And I might be mistaken. People correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this was the first time this season that we've seen Luna and Barajas on the field at the same time.
Yes, actually.
Correct him. He's got
Hey, the funny thing is you think that the mic can hear you. The mic's right here, my friend. Oh, geez. Look at you. So the fact that Luna scored his goal, that's super important. So that fourth goal is super important for his confidence. Now, I'm not going to say he's cured in terms of like he's going to be like on fire the rest of the time. Yeah. But it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, let me just backtrack really quick prior to that. Obviously, that fourth goal, we saw the debut of Philip Quinton.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So obviously he played full 90 minutes the following week when he played for Columbus when we played here. So it was just kind of funny him playing against his new teammates
the week after he just played them. So
yeah.
So he already played a scrimmage.
Yeah.
So and I don't have very much
because obviously he comes in at the 74th minute. He played 15 or so minutes, so you can't really like base his performance off of that. But I like that he was just literally just thrown right into the fire.
I mean, I don't think there's any other choice.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was the only center back that we had.
Yeah, and the fact that he came in for Catranis, which then shifted Oviedo out to the outside, which that settled us a little bit more. But overall, this game, I don't know how much we can take out of it because we did play against a super lower level opponent.
Now, I'll have to, with the addition of Philip Quinton coming to the squad, do you feel like he's going to be kind of what we saw, like a Lambert, kind of a center back that just rides the bench?
I think he's going to provide more rotation for Glad and Vera to rest a little bit more.
Because obviously, I feel like we're getting to the end of Marcelo Silva's career.
It is the end of his career.
With his injury and all that. I'm hoping that we see more minutes with Philip Quinton because he was getting some good playing time when he was with Columbus.
Actually, he'd only played one game in the season so far for Columbus, and it was against us.
Yeah, and then with Columbus Crew 2, he was getting some good minutes.
Yeah.
So
I think Quinton's going to be a good addition. We just need to see how he's going to fit in terms of rotation. We need to see if Vera and Glad are going to be all right with their injuries.
Yeah, and at 6'5", dude is a beast. Like
he is a beast. But tell the people what you saw yesterday while you were reffing.
Yeah, so in case anybody's noticed, I was at the RSL Academy reffing high school. So, but I did walk past Justin Glad. I don't know if he was fully practiced, but I saw him in training gear. So I don't know for sure he was practicing, but that's a good sign.
I mean, it's a good sign that he's out and about, like at the facilities. But the question is still there: is he practicing? Is he full strength? We'll obviously today, if you're listening to this Friday, everyone's gonna find out what the availability is.
We'll see the availability from Lucas or from whoever's gonna post it. So that was just a good sight to see. Glad as I was walking the facility, but
yeah. So
yeah.
So with this game under our belt, obviously it gives us a ton of confidence.
So
even though it's a lower level.
Yeah. So with this win, we moved up to third, tied with the Crapids.
Which is, guys, this is like the weirdest start of the season so far.
But what I do like so far is usually we don't see this, but RSL is at a +7 goal differential.
You're right. Last year we didn't have that. Either we didn't have that big of a goal differential, or we didn't have a goal differential. We were negative.
Yeah. So Chicho with 2 goals, 2 assists that you mentioned already. One of those was a hockey assist. So we don't really like hockey assists, but we'll take what we get.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
but I want to have this quick debate with you really quick. Debate time. So Chicho, 2 goals, 2 assists. He leads the league in goals and assists in the league. He has more than Messi and Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean that he gets on the roster for Copa America?
Oh, right. You're doing this early. All right, let's do this.
We're doing this early.
Okay, let's do this. So, I don't think that he should be on the roster for Copa America.
Okay.
Only because I think Colombia has already solidified their list.
For sure.
I mean, if Chicho gets on, I think Gomez should also get on. How about that debate? Because Gomez has appeared more times than Chicho.
Well, that was for the younger squad. That was for the
no. When he went to Spain this last time that he went.
Okay,
that was the senior.
I don't know. I see where you're coming from because yes, there's other guys who have been on the squad for Colombia who maybe are doing good for their teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking at Chicho, and he's
I don't think that Chicho can beat Santos Borré. And I know you're saying that for a bench spot, but I think there's other people on the bench for Colombia that have been playing longer with Colombia with the national team.
Well, then what about the likes of like Brian Ojeda? Ojeda hasn't had a great season. Maybe there's better defensive mids in Paraguay.
I don't know. Here's the thing. Paraguay is like they are last place in CONMEBOL. So they'll take anyone and everyone that's doing well. That's true. But with Colombia, they are top. I don't know what place they're in. I think they're in 2nd or 3rd right now in CONMEBOL. If you put in Chicho is from the outside. Yeah, he could adapt. But did he score another?
That's four during practice for that kid.
He was. But Chicho putting him in on a team that he hasn't practiced with, especially for a big tournament, that they have a chance.
Yeah.
They have a chance. And so I think if Colombia wants to keep having a chance, I think Chicho stays home.
Like you've mentioned the same thing about Argentine players. Like yes, there's probably young Argentine players who are having up and coming. Like why don't they get time for Copa America? Yep. So yes, like the Argentine squad that went to 2022 World Cup and they wanted, like they're comfortable with who they are, but I don't know. For me personally, I would want to see Chicho get time as a bench player come Copa America, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Here's my selfish opinion about this whole thing.
Yeah.
I hope no one goes to Copa America for our team.
Yeah, because obviously we'd need them come Leagues Cup.
Well, it's exactly what I think we implement what Taylor Twellman said in the video. I think that came out today or yesterday that RSL without Chicho, we're nothing. Basically. Yeah. If he has 14 of our 15 goals contributions, then without him, we are nothing.
Yeah, and I guess that will allude to a next point because we need guys on RSL to step up because this can't just be the Chicho show. We can't just be relying every single game on Chicho because Luna needs to step up. Other guys need to step up. Like, yes, we've seen in past games Gomez stepping up in assists and goals, but it needs to be other guys as well.
Well, it goes to my point of with Luna on his left side, he needs to be contributing more. Mm-hmm. The fact that he hasn't been contributing this season has been killer. So if we can have both Luna and Gomez and Chicho contributing on all sides with Crooks in the middle distributing,
Yeah.
which we know that I think Crooks' distributions are fire.
Yeah.
Other people might think other things, but if all three of those guys are on fire, along with Barajas, bringing him in for whatever,
Yeah.
we have an unstoppable attack.
Yeah.
But it's like what you said, someone needs to step up.
Yeah. I need to maybe realize that the season's still early, but we're like a quarter of the way through.
We're 10 games in.
Yeah.
And that's like we're almost a third of the way in.
And about 2 weeks or so is Open Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Switch gears. Open Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I think things need to start getting more serious.
Yeah. We definitely need to get serious about Open Cup. Real quickly, Sarah, we want to bring you in. If you can maybe crouch in somewhere. I don't know where can you crouch in?
Just at an awkward angle right here.
There we go. Maybe talking to Marcus's chest, but not too close.
Not too close, but close enough.
Marcus is like really uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's really uncomfortable.
So
Yeah.
speaking of Open Cup,
Yeah.
we told you to go to the
Yeah.
Richmond Kickers game.
So in case anybody's
Facts.
wondering, Sarah doesn't live in Tennessee now. She now lives in Richmond. So
Yeah.
tell us about your experience there.
Big facts. Okay, so the stadium, is in rough shape. Maybe seats.
like, was it a college football stadium or like a?
I think
Like
it was built in
junior
like
college?
1912.
Are we talking like the size of a high school football field, like stadium?
It feels smaller than that.
Oh.
Like if you've seen Welcome to Wrexham,
Yeah.
you know that part of their stands is dilapidated, breaking down.
Mhm,
They need
yeah.
to redo it.
Okay.
There is a whole side, a whole like 100 yards of field that is like that,
Oh.
and there's just like benches on the other side. It's old,
Interesting.
but it has charm.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get too close. Back up. Back up, friend. But it has some charm. So, Richmond Kickers.
Yeah.
It felt like in between. It felt like a college game. It kind of felt like a college game, which is like the age in which they are at, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we watched Richmond Kickers versus Loudon. Not pronounced Loudon. It's pronounced Loudon.
I thought it was London first when I saw it.
That's fine. I was correct.
I was like, oh, London.
You called it Ludon, or how'd you pronounce it? Ludon. I don't know, but
Yes.
it's Loudon.
It is Loudon. No, Loudon. That's because it's LOU. Lou, doesn't matter. It's over. Okay, so the game was actually pretty intense. Like it ended in zeros, and we each had some good chances. And then we went into extra time, where still nothing was happening. Then we went into PKs, and it's a small stadium, so then we all are going. We're all in the front row. Like that's how many people are there. It's a Wednesday night. It's a Wednesday night in Richmond, Virginia.
There's nothing else to do on
So we're
on
all
Wednesday.
standing right up against the barrier onto the field, and they're taking PKs back and forth. Ultimately, right, we know the result.
Yeah.
You lost.
Richmond lost. Because now we're a part of it. So Richmond
Yeah.
lost.
No, not me. You.
Yeah.
You lost.
You lost because you're Richmond.
Okay,
You are
first off,
Richmond.
This is a team effort thing. This is a group effort.
Well, my question is,
Sorry.
how were the fans? Like, were there fans? Was there like a fan base?
Yes, so we had a fan base, and we also had like a fan section that cheered and chanted and like had smoke bombs and streamers
Smoke bombs in Division
and
3.
drums. And drums. We had a fan base. We have fans. People, to be clear, Richmond, we have fans. We need a team.
Yeah.
Man,
Like DC United is too far. We need a team.
that's true.
We deserve a team.
Man, I was getting ready to buy my Richmond Kickers jersey. Like if you guys would have won.
But was this like a rivalry? Is Loudon?
Yes, so they're a Virginia team as well.
They're like what, like hour away?
I think they're like 2 hours away.
2 hours?
Okay, but they're second division. Are they USL Championship?
Yes. No, they're USL 1.
They're USL League One.
So what's Richmond then?
No,
No,
League
one. We're 1.
And Loudon's one too.
Loudon's Championship, I think.
That's what I was asking.
Okay, but they're the same level.
Oh
No,
no,
different level.
dude, different championship.
is second,
Uh-huh.
and then USL League One
Or
is
3.
Is 3.
yeah.
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 And there's USL League 2.
Yeah.
I don't approve of this.
No, we approve.
Yeah.
This is great. Don't you love how many leagues there are?
Yeah.
But no relegation.
I'm just see. Let's bring that in. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
That might be a whole nother episode.
That's another. Yeah.
I think there's already like many podcasts doing series on
See,
that.
thanks to Wrexham, people know levels of soccer now.
Yeah, which like it's great. I love the exposure. I love the knowledge that's coming with
And
it.
now Wrexham moved up, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Just kidding. This happened like last season.
So there are fans in the lower divisions. There's a following.
Yes, and like there should be a following, so the fan base can grow and expand, and eventually we can move up. Richmond Kickers MLS 2027.
What?
I don't know.
Big
Put
announcement.
out the rumor, guys. Put it out there so then somebody knows.
I'm putting out the hashtag Richmond 2027.
Yes.
I was like, oh, what about Sacramento? What about Phoenix? I was like, I still want Phoenix as an MLS team.
Get out of here.
I mean, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
but I like that there's like that passion for those smaller teams.
Yes, yeah. It felt like really homegrown. It felt like a tight community.
Yeah, as it should be.
Well, thanks, Sarah, for.
You're welcome. I'm gonna back out and cheer for your son since you're being an absentee father. I'm just kidding.
Hey, he scored 4 goals. We're cheering him on.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Goodbye. I love you.
Bye. Cool. Let's get into CONCACAF Champions Cup before we run out of time.
Yeah. So 2 days ago we had America Pachuca. So good. I guess I don't want to say rivalry. It was a good little clash of Mexican teams.
Yeah.
Battling in that semifinals. Yeah. We had Alex Zendejas, American.
Yep. Why'd you say American?
So he scored the opening goal, 12th minute. They thought they had the good victory, but Pachuca thought otherwise. They scored in the 40th minute, tied it up.
I think this one ended how I expected. Pachuca's coming off of blowing out a bunch of teams.
Yeah,
and
not great opponents. I guess.
Yeah. And America is coming off of a huge blowout win series as well.
Yeah. So
this one was expected. I have nothing else to talk about this one except for a Mexican team is going to move on.
Shocker! Wow.
Stating the obvious.
But the one that was like, I guess the clash of class was yesterday, and
okay, yeah, that one.
This one was the battle of the Titans. I want to call it.
Because maybe everyone knows what the result was. Columbus won, and yeah. I have nothing to say about the game, but I want to talk about what it means to have Columbus win. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
Well, you've mentioned it, and we've looked into it, that if Monterrey does end up winning this cup, then I think it's Philly or New England. We'll have to look more, but one of those two teams then goes into the Club World Cup, which is here. So
I want to more allude to the fact that I think the biggest argument people have been having have been rosters and the spending limits, etc.
Yeah.
Where how Mexico doesn't have a spending limit, we do.
Yeah.
Now, does this, if Columbus can full out win this, especially against Monterrey,
which has always been like the powerhouse of Liga MX.
They're the ones that spend the money.
Yeah.
If Columbus can beat them, does that mean that MLS doesn't need to loosen up their spending restrictions?
I would still say they need to. Just because one team beats the powerhouse doesn't make it so.
I mean, because I think all of us are traumatized by Garber, where he's going to take this as an excuse, like, oh look, we have spending limits and we can still beat them, and so he's not going to loosen them.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's afraid of that.
For sure,
it's real
for sure.
But what do you think? I mean, is Columbus winning this game and possibly moving on to the next round a good thing or a bad thing for MLS?
I would say it's a good thing, because I like when MLS teams do great. Not when Seattle won the club. besides Columbus, besides Seattle.
Yeah, no Seattle.
But it's good for the face of MLS to see that, hey, this team actually does have. It's not just a retirement league.
Even though.
yes.
I mean, we have Miami. What is it? Senior Center.
Miami Barca 2.0.
Miami Barca Senior Edition. Retirement Edition.
But is it too late to change my pick for the who I want to win it all? Originally I had Monterrey, but
now you're afraid?
Now I might be going Columbus.
Did I agree with you?
Because originally I wanted Monterrey just for the fact of Philly or New England would punch their ticket.
No, you can't change your vote.
I can't change my pick.
You can't change your vote, but we can recognize that maybe Columbus did have a little bit more firepower than what we expected.
Can we talk about freaking Cucho came to play in this game?
Yes, Cucho did come to play, and it looks like everything that happened on the team with him breaking the rules and whatnot is like totally past that.
He's like, everybody, don't worry, everything's a-okay. I'm here.
Yeah, it's definitely a. I was surprised when I was watching this, and all of a sudden Columbus was up 1-0. I was like, holy cow!
Yeah,
Holy cow!
yeah. Great atmosphere in Columbus.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too.
The atmosphere, the tifo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the people in Columbus know how to just.
I'm happy for them. I'm not going to be jealous. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah, if that's
I'm gonna be happy for them.
If that's how the
don't look at me like that.
Well, if that's how the atmosphere was in Leg 1, get ready for Leg 2 in Monterrey, because
last time
they played.
wow.
So.
That was ridiculous.
And Monterrey, of course, needs to score a goal because they're down right now 2-1. So
yeah, this is gonna be intense.
Yeah,
So keep an eye on this tournament. Do they play next week?
Yeah. So
sweet. I'm excited.
It's gonna be good. It is going to be a good one.
Well, should we talk about this game?
Yeah. So we have another Eastern Conference team this Saturday. So back-to-back Eastern Conference team, which is this will be 3 weeks in a row we play Eastern Conference team.
Which is it's all right, but I think it's not cool that the fact that we actually came back home and now we got to go out and travel again.
Oh well.
Oh, there we go.
Scoring.
You keep scoring. Look at him, guys. Here he is.
Here he is, the goal.
So, you're doing a really good job. High five.
Nice job scoring all the goals.
Yeah. Bye, buddy.
Nice job. So Saturday, RSL heads to
Philadelphia,
the city of brotherly love.
Yeah. Let's.
Do you know the last time the RSL won in Philadelphia?
Yes, because I looked it up and you looked it up. I just touched my mic, so sorry about that.
2016.
2016. That's a long time. That's 8 years.
Yeah, and good old Plata and Javi scored in that game.
And not only did they scored really good goals.
Maybe if you guys are lucky, we'll post those goals come Saturday for you.
Yeah, and get you guys ready for that game.
But yeah, those goals in that game, they're bangers.
They were bangers, and let's just hope that we get some bangers this weekend.
And funny enough, before we actually dive into the real game on Saturday, there's only one player that actually plays. Andre Blake. He's the only player that actually still plays for either squad.
That's right. It's been a minute.
Yeah, so 8 years since RSL last won, and Andre Blake's the only remaining player.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. He's eternal, kind of like Nick Raimondo
Or Kyle Beckerman.
Yeah, but for the Union.
Yeah. So what scares me the most going into this game, I've mentioned is their attack. You got Gazdag. You got Julian Carranza.
Yeah.
Both players, I think, got 4 goals on the season.
Yeah. And yeah, on paper it doesn't sound like a lot, like 4 goals. But the fact that they spread it out evenly like that, it's not like us where we have Chicho 8 goals.
Along with that, you got Mikel Ure.
Yeah, and McGlynn. McGlynn is good.
Of course, you got Bedoya, who's the oldest player on their team, but he's the leader of that midfield.
Yeah, he's the guy that definitely leads everyone out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they come out. I mean, they're at home too, and they're really good at home.
And might I mention the last undefeated team in MLS?
Oh, that's right.
And do you remember the last time we played an undefeated team? We won against Vancouver.
Aha! I remember.
Yeah. So there's a glimmer of hope that we might be able to end their undefeated streak.
We might be the undefeating the Breakers.
Breakers. There you go.
We're gonna be called the Breakers now. Yeah.
But
people's elbow.
But if RSL doesn't have Glad or Vera, does that worry you going against this strong attack of Philadelphia?
At this rate, Philadelphia does have a better attack than Chicago.
Yeah, of course.
But I think we can do it. I think if we put in Quinton as a center back, hopefully that he's up to the task.
And then still play Oviedo.
I think Oviedo stays there.
Yeah.
So Quinton and Oviedo, that's if both center backs are out.
For sure.
But if only one center back is out, obviously we're still going to put in Quinton. I think keep Oviedo off the field.
Yeah.
Not because he's bad, but I think put someone in that plays their position.
Yeah.
So I mean that kind of hints to what my lineup is, but Philadelphia's attack is worrisome. because of how constant it is.
Yeah. So I'm a little I'm more worried than I have been in other games just because of this attack. Like, yes, they've struggled come playoffs. They struggled in the CONCACAF, but this will be interesting playing on the road.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but I think you're right. This one's going to be a good one for us to. We come off of a really good victory 4-0. I mean 4-0. It's nothing small. But I do maybe I didn't mention this, but I am worried that beginning of the second half we didn't come out with as much oomph as we needed to.
Yeah, it felt like in that last game against we were very flat-footed. We were just kind of
in the second half.
We kind of like I guess I don't want to say park the bus, but
even though I know we weren't parking the bus, but that's what it ended up seeming like.
I was joking with a few people at Kaye. They're like, how many goals do you think in the second half? I was like, maybe 3 more, 2 more.
Right.
Only 1, but
and it was like 91st minute.
It was 91st minute.
But I do worry that I mean, the other games, I was also worried that the first half we didn't come out hard. All of a sudden, the second half we rejuvenated. I think we need to make sure that we're consistent.
I think it's in this game. I think we'll find out how good RSL's defense really is.
I think so too,
because we've played good attacking teams like LAFC, but that doesn't count because that was a snow game, obviously.
We don't count the snow game.
We've played St. Louis twice, but St. Louis didn't really come to play with Lowen and Klaus. But I think this game against Philly on the road, especially, will determine how good our defense really is.
I think so too. I think this is where our defense needs to shine and where our offense needs to be solidified.
Especially with Katsuranis going how high up he goes on that left side, making sure he drops back just so we're not playing a 3-back.
Yeah. So I feel comfortable where we're at. I think the team has confidence. I think the lineup that we're going to put out, defense I'm still unsure about, so I'm not going to say that. But I think Luna comes back in as a starter, to be honest.
You think 1 game was enough for Barajas?
It's not that it was enough, but I think they want to put Luna back in, especially after his goal. They want to make sure that his motivation is up still.
Yeah. Quick thing before we get on, maybe continue on lineups for RSL. Can we just get a shout out to Gavin Beavers? That was his first ever clean sheet. Like 18 years old, the youngest RSL player to ever get a clean sheet. So
that's crazy.
Like, Gavin, way to go.
Now I hope that he gets more minutes throughout the season.
Like I don't want it just to be, hey, this is our goalie just for Open Cup, but I want him to actually here and there get actual playing time.
I hope so too. But I think that McMath comes back in to this.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh, I mean, it's not that obvious. I mean, it could be that maybe against Eastern Conference opponents we give him to Gavin because we don't play against many of them.
Okay, I take that back. It's not obvious, but
sorry, I'm like the corrector guy. I'm like the actually
obvious.
Obvious. No, it's not obvious.
No, but here and there, I'd love to see Gavin get more playing time because last season it was only Open Cup. Open Cup is Gavin and Gavin only.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to get much resistance from the RSL Nation on that opinion. No. So we all want to see more Gavin because
like build that dam,
build that dam. You get it? Do you get it?
Yeah. But I'm with you. I'm very unsure what our defense is going to be, whether or not we'll have Glad or Vera. That's question mark, TBD. But
I think I feel more confident with our defense right now.
Yeah.
The fact that they can at least uphold a game.
Like 4 or 5 games in with Katsuranis, it seems like he's been playing with that squad for over a year.
He does have very good chemistry up that left side.
Anelli, keep Anelli where he's at with Ojeda. Those two playing solid together.
That is probably the most underrated defensive mid pairing in the league.
Yeah.
Like they have Anelli more than anything. Anelli has surprised all of us, and we're all now Anelli fans as a defensive mid. Which, not to take anything away from Pablo Ruiz, like poor guy, but he's going to come back to competition.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm still maybe I'm different. I'd rather have Barajas because I'm still in the train of Luna coming off the bench.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean,
I would keep attack, keep the same front four, and then same back two, because everything was solid as it was in,
okay.
in that last.
So you keep everything just like how it was in Chicago.
Yeah, but obviously question mark on center backs whether or not they are healthy.
Okay. So this is going to be an interesting one. And with that,
in this windy weather out,
now it's all of a sudden become windy.
windy weather here at soccer practice, it's prediction time for you guys.
Let's do this. So, I think with the confidence that we have, and with hopefully, I'm hoping that there's healthy players coming back. This is going to be a challenge.
Oh yeah.
But with the confidence that we have, I think we can pull off a 2-1 victory over Philadelphia.
I like it.
Eat it.
Yeah, I mentioned before, this is going to be RSL's toughest match on the road against a very good attacking team with Carranza, with Gazdag. It's not going to be a draw.
So
I changed that. 1-1 draw. RSL.
1-1 draw.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll sneak away with a point.
All right. I can deal with that.
Yeah. So, you guys, make sure you guys are following us at the RSL Bros, at Twitter, at Instagram, and then head over to Spotify and Apple so you guys can listen to us on the go.
I feel like I'm going to be like Mary Poppins here.
Yeah, Alan's going to blow away, but thanks you guys for tuning into this different episode than usual.
Yep. Until next time.
Until next time, guys. Take care.